friend, have you been wondering, what am I doing? Why am I even doing it? Am I even doing the right thing? Yeah, that is a feeling of stagnation. Welcome to this space where we discover, we discuss, and illuminate that light that is in each and every one of us. Thank you so much for liking this channel, for subscribing to it. Please remember to hit that notification button so that you can be reminded every time we upload a video. Stagnation is that place where you're continually feeling unmotivated. You are feeling like everything you're doing, everywhere you turn, everything you do, you just find yourself in the same place again. And then you wonder, what am I doing wrong? How are others making it? Then at that point, you feel like your joy has been stolen. You do not have peace anymore. You're aspiring for nothing. This is a place where at least each one of us has found ourselves. We have all experienced it. But even before we go to how we can solve it, we need to find why we find ourselves there. And this could be because you are waiting for permission. You know, some of us feel like to be able to do something, someone else has to approve it, or someone has to have done it before you. And yet, each one of us has that thing that makes us unsettled, that we need. If we did, we would inspire others, and we can do it. You know, sometimes it's because we are thinking, but I don't have what I need. We are looking at only the things that we do not have. We are only considering the negative side of the story. But you can start with what you have as you aspire for what you need. Because sometimes, if you don't start, you will never start. I remember the story of Moses in the Bible. He was being sent and he was just saying, but I do not have this, but I cannot speak well, but my speech is not as good as the others. Then I don't know what to use. And then the Lord said, you have a rod in your hands, use that. So whatever you're going to use, friend, is definitely going to come from you. So what is it that you have before you look at what you need? Some of us are usually constrained because of money, but sometimes there is a way you can go around things. Think about, how do I do this without necessarily having to have capital? So many people have started businesses without capital, and then as they go, when they sell the first thing, they add that into the business. They add that into the business. And slowly by slowly, they build empires. Yeah. It could also be because we have stopped being curious. I remember when I finished university, I was like, finally, the degree is here. I am done. No more books, no more school, no more nothing. Yeah. We have all been there. After that first degree, you think like you have achieved the whole world. Oh God, plot twist. That is just the beginning of it all. So friend, we can't be rigid. We have to be curious about the things in life. We have to continue learning. We have to see those that are doing it. How are they doing it? What can we learn from them? Let us not think that they're doing it because they are better than us. Yes, sometimes they are better. But then, in your own capacity, in your uniqueness, because you cannot be a footballer in a basketball pitch. No, of course you have to be around fellow footballers to become a better footballer at it. So surround yourself with the right people with like minds, people with like strength. Some of us have chosen friends who enable our weaknesses instead of motivating us. Yeah, they just enable us. You tell someone, my goal now is to go to the gym so that I can do better, so that I can breathe better, so that I can feel healthier. And then when you don't go the next day, they're like, friend, don't do it. Life is never that serious. Chill. You don't have to. That is enabling your weakness. You need to surround people who will challenge you. Yes, those who will ask you the difficult questions that cause you to think within yourself, what do I need to do? What am I missing here? Yes, and then there's this thing where we lack accountability. First with yourself, yeah? What are you doing with your time. How are you spending your time? What skill are you achieving? I'm a big advocate for skill, because half the time most of us go to school and we study, but by the time we are done, we are not able to learn. Let's take social media now. Most people have channels like this one, but as you're doing that channel, you'll quickly find that it is not just enough to record. You will learn how to operate the sound. You will learn how to edit. Then you have to learn how to package it for people. So if you are not curious about these things, then you're not going to learn anything. So most people say, but people are already doing it. Like sometimes you're like, I'm not going to do that because people are already doing it. Yeah, those like people are thinking of farming, and then you're around people who are just telling you that is not possible, that will not work. That business failed. I have a friend who did that and it did not work out, friend. So we eat chicken every time, every day. We eat eggs. Almost everyone has eggs for breakfast, except those who are allergic, of course. And people are telling you that chicken business is failing, but there are those who are doing it and they are thriving in it. So if this is something you're thinking about, then you have to go the long haul and maybe go around the people who are actually doing it and learn from them. Then we usually are constrained by limited resources. And by resources, I'm not just thinking about money. I'm also thinking about time. Time is surely a resource. Yeah. How are you using your time? How are you spending your time? Yeah. I know they claim that the truth is we all have 24 hours in a day, but some of us are going to wake up in the morning and first spend the first half of it chilling, daydreaming. Daydreaming is not bad, but you have to do something about it. Just looking at other people's lives instead of considering what am I doing with my own. So this time that we are using, we have to be intentional. You have to be intentional with time and say, in the mornings, this is how I use my time. In the afternoons, this is how I use it. This is when I rest. This is when I'm active. This is when I go this. This is when I do this. So that you are actually making moves. Otherwise, you're just going to find yourself in the same place. And time is one of the biggest factors of resources, but we often ignore it. And then it could also be that we are all goals and no action. Most of us have sat down and set goals. But one of the easiest thing to do is set a goal. You can say, by the end of this year, I will have a house. That is simple to do. But then what are you doing about it? So if you're just setting goals and you're not taking action towards those goals, you're going to find that laziness is creeping in because you're thinking, the ones who are doing it are lucky. For them, they are planned children or their parents left them resources. But when you hear there are people who have started from zero and they are going, so seek these goals, but also be active about them. Take the bold moves, take the bold steps. And while you're in there, have a sustainability plan. Yeah, most of us start businesses and then we don't even have the plan on how to sustain them. So in less than 3 months, the businesses have collapsed. And it is sad, but it is true. Then you start, every time you're starting something new, what if we focused a little bit more? Yeah. If we took a moment and just focused a little bit more and gave something more time and looked into it more, with time, I know that it flourishes. Otherwise, look at the plants in the garden. You have to water them. You have to remove the weeds. You have to feed them with manure. All that is what you're putting for it to finally flourish and you have an actual plant. So even us, we are like gardens. We have to continually do stuff that add to us and pull us out of this place. So yes, there are many aspects that could make us be stagnant. Either that because the economies keep shifting, there are political factors. Boredom is also one of them. There's a point you get to in life and you are just bored. And then you're like, I'm just so bored. But no, you can bring yourself from that place and stagnation can no longer be something. You can just say, okay, maybe it's a moment of rest, but let me redirect myself and pull myself out of this. So friend, have you experienced stagnation before? What have you done about it? And if you did, what were the results? Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.